Hi, this is Dollar Day Trader, my trading recap for Thursday, January 30th, 2020. So I traded two stocks today, Facebook and Microsoft, both coming off of earnings catalysts. I did trade a small share size, so this is like small share size January, and I may even continue into February. So I'm really just trying to hone in on the setups and also the risk management, and then slowly build up the risk and share size as I go along. But I've actually been pretty satisfied so far with the last couple weeks of trading. I know I had one bad day this week and then one last week in the live trading account. So I definitely need to control and minimize those type of days. It's okay to have losing days because we're all human, but just have to control it and then move on and just play the probabilities card. So if you're having green days 60% of the days of the month, then just keep going at that and you should have success. And I'm around that 60-70% mark, and of course I want to improve my trades within the day in itself as well, so I'll kind of go into that in a second. But first, the trade. So Facebook, I was long biased. It had disappointing earnings despite some growth, and they kind of lowered their guidance and some headwinds there. So it gapped down on the daily chart here. So it went down from 223 all the way down to like 206. So I thought it was a little drastic of a drop. So I had to definitely long bias that it may kind of start either jump out in the gate or just kind of come down and then eventually make its way up. So here I was very patient. Saw obviously the first minute, a lot of shares being dumped here. Saw this little wick, which kind of showed that it was kind of rejecting this area, but as we kind of see, it went past that area. So we see it kind of respecting VWAP and it goes down. This looks like it could have been a good opportunity potentially to go short, especially if you got it in early. But I was being more patient because I had that long bias that maybe that's what helped me out here. And then just look at this. Look at this short squeeze. You have this dump off of VWAP and then boom, like 1 minute going from 205 all the way up to 207.27. So that was a monster move. So once I saw that and it broke through the VWAP and some of these moving averages, I waited to see it pull back a little bit. It just touched the moving average, so then I felt strong enough to go long here at 207.59. Quickly took in partial at 207.84, and then 208.28, and then around 208.58. So that was a nice dollar move in its entirety. I then went into sim mode. I was trying something here, and I just stopped out. So that was kind of a test trade, but I counted. So this was my first trade here. So 1-0 good, 1-1 failure. So 1-1 there. And then later on sim, I did take one more or two more trades here. Closer to 10 o'clock. I went long here, sold, and then broke even, right in this moving average uptrend. So that's really was a 2-1, and then right here took another long position, and then so that was 3-1. So I was 3 out of 4 trades green in Facebook, which I'll take. Now the better trade would have been, unfortunately, I'm a part-time trader, so I'm also working because I kind of, unfortunately, depending on my style, which I seem to be okay with, is I get in and out of trades. But in honesty, if you look back in hindsight, 207, 53, 56. If I had held the position here and partialed, this may have stopped me out because it really wicked down. So in all honesty, it probably would have stopped out here. But then I could have gotten back in too if I felt really like strong as it's respecting this moving average. And look at that. 207 all the way up to like 211. So that's, that would have been a really great trade if I, didn't have this partials and continue to get back in. Like that would have been a solid, great trade coming off of a short squeeze there. But, I have a limited time. I just try to scalp. If I can find more time to do longer trades that I can hold positions for half an hour, then I'll definitely do it because I think that's a better trade and being a better trader in all honesty. But given the circumstances, I got to deal with the hand I'm dealt and just kind of trade with what I have. So, all right, Microsoft's another stock, just one trade, and this was on Sim. So here, just kind of dumped down, very big bearish candle, 174 all the way down to 172.88. Slight pullback. After this dump off, I felt this is really a pretty strong bearish signal after gapping up in the daily chart here. So I took a short position around 173, let's say 25. And then I covered around 173.01 and then 172.86. So it was a decent scalp, you know. But once again, look at, I got to zoom out, look at the bigger play here, you know, that I missed out on, unfortunately, given, you know, what I have to deal with. And yeah, I would have stopped out here. So that's the, you know, tough part. I got in a decent position. Great position would have been right in the first minute, but I don't think I could have actually been comfortable with taking that, but I'm sure some people could have, and that would have been awesome. You got all this downside here. So I probably would have stopped that around here, but you kind of see it consolidating. When you see this consolidating prices, it's either going to go one way or the other. Just kind of look and see if there's any tells or whatnot. And then, of course, at the end here, so you're kind of waiting, and you really see right here, volume pick up, and you have an bearish engulfing candle here against this last bullish candle. And a great entry would have been right here, 173.01, maybe stop loss to VWAP, 22 cents. And look at that. That would have been a beauty in retrospect, in hindsight. You could have made at least $1 move, you know, partialing down. And then depending how many shares you hold. So that's the bigger move there to 171. Like I said, but I got to deal with what I have and trade quickly and, you know, and hopefully have the opportunity to be able to trade longer if I have a chance. So anyway, I hope everyone else had a green day. And tomorrow I'm not sure if I'll trade work schedule, but I'll see if I can. And if I do, I'll definitely do a recap. So hope everyone else had a green day, and I'll talk to you tomorrow.